What's going on, all my Arsenal fans, my Mesut Ozil lovers, the wonderful people across the world that support Arsenal? Welcome to Arsenal Nation. I'm Poet. Now, the premise of this show is for us to talk about 3 different topics, have a little section at the end called the Back Four, and have 2 wonderful guests to help me out. Today is no different. First of all, I give you the man I love very dearly. He's like a father to me because I never had one. Mr. Robbie from Arsenal Fan TV. My G. Now, the man that will be accompanying him today, and also myself, is an individual that loves chicken, the chicken connoisseur himself. Big round of applause for him. How are you, Doc?
I'm good.
So am I, mate. I've been better, to be fair. I've got a bit of a cold. It's Christmas time. Anyway, let's go on with the show. And the question I'm going to ask both the chicken connoisseur and Robbie from Arsenal Fan TV is Arsenal, the title. Do we still believe? Let's start with Chicken Connoisseur. Robbie, you're always here, mate. You're part of the furniture. Mr. Connoisseur himself. Do we still believe?
Yeah, like, have no reason not to really. Like, look at, well, last year we were doing pretty well. Right now we're not doing as well as we were last year, I don't think. But still, we'd be able to get something out of it in the end, I reckon. Hopefully.
What do you reckon, Robbie? Remember the first time we won the league? At Christmas we were 6th. Surely we can get back and have that bounce-back ability this season.
Listen, it's not over yet, right? The last couple of games obviously have been very sort of demoralising, but we've only lost 3 games this season. I'm looking on the positives. I'm looking at the games that we've got coming up. They're very, very winnable games. As a matter of fact, there's a load of winnable games right up until we then play Chelsea. Now, I was sort of looking over it and saying, if we can win most of those games, say we won like nearly every one of those games, and then we got to Chelsea, and say was able to go to Chelsea away and beat Chelsea, then, you know, the tide will turn. I mean, football's a really funny thing. About a week ago, you know, we were top of the league. I mean, I know that Chelsea had a game in hand over us, but we were top of the league, and within 2 games, we're 4th. So things can change, and I'm not, you know, totally demoralised and waving the white flag yet. There's a lot left in this team, and there's a lot of football left to be played in this season.
Chicken Connoisseur, before we do move on to the next point, what player do you feel we've kind of missed for the past 2 games, the Everton and the Man City, out of Santi Cazorla and Mustafi? Good thing is we've got them to come back, but who do we miss the most, do you reckon?
I'm thinking it would be Cazorla, just because a lot of the time it doesn't seem like there's much of a strong driving force, and we do get a bit cushy and decide to sit back quite a bit. So I think just like pressing on the ball and trying to keep it moving and keeping pressure high really would help us move forward. And
what ratings would you give him out of 5?
out of 5, he's a 4.7.
He's a 4.7. Robbie, who do you reckon we missed the most? The man in the middle of the park, Santa Claus, or the individual with the big mouth at the back, Mustafi?
We missed both, but we missed the man with the big mouth, man, because for me, Mustafi, the goal that we conceded at Everton, we haven't been conceding those goals from set pieces with Mustafi in there. We've been solid from set pieces. I used to worry, right, when every time a team got a corner against Arsenal, and with Mustafi and Koscielny, that partnership, I've not had no reason to worry. We've dealt with it, and the one time he was out, we got done there. Listen, we miss him, but we got an excellent squad, and it's just for the other guys to step up.
So I say get him in the changing room. Chicken Connoisseur, bit of wing to the person on the wing. Theo Walcott, maybe a Robbie. Robbie giving that real talk next to Steve Bold. They both got no hair. They don't care. I'm going to ask you, though. I'll start off with you this time, Robbie. We've spoken about who we've missed. We've spoken about, you know, the league on a whole. But give us one solid reason, as a Christmas present, as a gift, one solid reason why Arsenal fans, and even the Arsenal team, should be optimistic when it comes to this Premier League.
Because we're not even halfway through it yet. I know that, you know, over the years we've faltered, and the last couple of games has sort of reminded a lot of fans of that. But as I said with Chelsea, remember where they were after those back-to-back defeats. They were down. Everybody thought they were out of it, and look what they've done. In this league, all it takes is for a team to go on a long winning run, and you could either run away with the league or you can be right back in the league.
Well, yeah, just going along with what Robbie was saying, like, season's not done. We got plenty of time left, so if we are on point from now on, then could win it, could take it home.
All right, so you've seen what Robbie has to say, you've seen what Chicken Connoisseur has to say about the season so far. It is not over, people. Come on, why don't you leave comments and let Santa know what you want for Christmas? A Premier League title, please, because I would love that. We would love it. And guess what? We'd have a nice little parade. But let's move on to something a little bit closer. January. January sales. The question is, I'm asking these two, who would they want to see come in January sales?
You know what? I think we've got a great squad at the moment. I think we've got a great squad, but I do worry that with Santi Cazorla being out, what I've noticed in a lot of the games is we've lacked a bit of control. In that game against Man City, we lacked a bit of control in the middle of the park. And I'd love us to go out there and sign another maybe sort of younger player that could take over from Santi long term, because I still think Santi's got years left in him. But somebody like an Isco.
Oh, another good-looking player, eh? Another looker.
As I said, they could be, as long as we win the title, we could have 11 ugly players. I don't care, right? But somebody who can get on the ball, control it from the midfield, good at passing, can get us the odd goal, that can read the game really well. And I look at the players that are available out there, possibly available, and Isco's one of them. He's not always in that first team for Real Madrid. I don't think he'd cost, well, he'd be expensive, but he wouldn't cost the earth. I think he'd be a good shout, because you're buying a player in January that it's not just going to be a panic signing in January. It's going to be a guy that will be able to be there long term. So I think Isco would be a great shout for Arsenal.
Isco.
I think we need Draxler, because Draxler has techers and he could really disrupt the defence that might be causing us a bit of issues. If they want to faff around, he won't have it. He'll stick it on them, he'll collect the ball, and he's a winger, and I like wings.
That sounded like a robbery. You stand there, he'll stick it on you, and he'll take the ball. You're like, you know what, I like him. No, do you know that's a good shout? Draxler and Sanchez pressing high up the field, collecting the ball in areas that the opposition won't be too happy, and hopefully punishing them as well. Robbie, though, say, for example, we didn't get a Draxler, we didn't get a Isco. Is it the end of the world?
No, it's not the end of the world, because I think we've got a very good squad, and that old cliche that gets used like a new signing. I think Danny Welbeck, who's due to come back in the new year, would be like a new signing. He was like a new signing when he came back last year. I mean, we can remember that big goal that he scored against Leicester, and he was motoring on until he got another injury again. But I think Welbeck, he will give the fans a lift. He would truly be like a new signing, especially if he comes and he gets back to his best. So it wouldn't be the end of the world if we don't make any signings, but then again, signings also give the place a lift as well. So either way, I'll be happy.
Do you want to get in that lift to success, Mr. Chicken Connoisseur? Do you feel we need a signing, or could we do without it and the team's good enough as it is?
I feel like the team is good enough as it is. We don't necessarily need one. All we need is consistency and just for the players to stay on point, really.
Robbie says Isco. Chicken Connoisseur says Draxler. The question is, who do you say at home, Arsenal fans? Do you think we should get a new signing, or should we just wait for someone incredible like Danny Welbeck to come back into the side? Leave comments, let us know as we get into the part of the show called In Case You Missed It. Now, this one thing here lets me know. It doesn't matter how far you go on your journey. It doesn't matter how many clubs you go to. Because when you're an Arsenal boy, it's in your heart. Stephen Sidwell, God bless you. He told everyone be quiet. And then he starts a new chant. That's a real gooner. Love you, Stephen. All right, the next one, I wouldn't say is as passionate as Stephen Sidwell, but it's still an interesting watch. I mean, what do you get if you get Alexis Sanchez, a gym, sunglasses, and Chris Brown? Apparently this. That was Sanchez, I guess. Anyway, let's move on to a bit of Champions League. Bayern Munich want to tweet something that I feel like everyone in the world thought. Groundhog Day. Again. Sticking with Champions League, enough for Bill Murray. Neuer and Özil, how cute is this? Neuer reminding Özil of the time he saved the penalty before Özil gently reminds him, yeah, I made it 2-0 once upon a time as well, geezer. I'll tell you what, that game is going to be epic. That was, in case you missed it, remember to leave comments in regards to that, or just at us on Twitter and just let us know anything we've missed via social media. As now we turn to the back four. The wonderful back four that's been keeping Arsenal nice and strong for so many years. We ask you 4 questions, we've got a minute, and these 2 wonderful individuals are going to be answering the questions within that time period. Boys, are you ready?
Ready.
Yeah.
Ready.
You don't sound it, but we're going to go for it anyway because that's the reason in which I'm actually here to get paid. All right, here we go. Minute on the clock, please, Arsenal. Wonderful. All right, if you could buy a Christmas present for a player, what would it be? Robbie.
I'll buy a couple of dogs for Alexis Sanchez. Keep him at the club.
Chicken Connoisseur.
I'll buy a pair of trainers for Wenger.
2017, the year of who? Name me the player. Chicken Connoisseur.
Chamberlain.
Robbie.
Lucas Pires.
I like that one. A bold prediction for the remainder of the season. Robbie.
Bold prediction for the remainder of the season. We're going to win the league.
20 seconds. We got
Going to win it.
All right. Chicken Connoisseur, not much time. Bold prediction. What do you reckon?
I reckon Leicester's going to get relegated.
And how about your New Year's resolution? Chicken Connoisseur, what will that be?
A slight bit less chicken.
Oh, my God. Robbie, God, give me something.
A lot less chicken. I need to lose some weight.
And guess what? They've got time to spare, so I'll tell you mine. A lot more chicken, because as you can see, I'll tell you what, mate, I've got a lot to gain. Well done, boys. I'd like to say thank you to absolutely everyone, not just the individuals watching, but first of all, Mr. Robbie from Arsenal Fan TV. Big round of applause.
Thank you for having me, man.
And mate, I tell you what, if this year was like a football match, you might have just scored the winner in stoppage time. It is the Chicken Connoisseur ending the year so well. Big round of applause for him as well. And all the Arsenal fans at home that keep supporting Arsenal Nation, congratulations to you. Well done to you. And keep doing it in 2017. Keep supporting us, keep supporting the team, and make sure you have a wonderful Christmas and a great New Year. I love you all the way in which my mum loves me. Don't you love me, baby? Don't you love me? Oh!
For more videos,